Behold, you pitiful creatures, staring at your screens, drowning in your own mediocrity. Yes, I see you, the one who have consumed hundreds of pathetic study tip videos, downloaded countless Notion templates, and whispered empty promises of tomorrow I will sense, only to spend the entire day rotting in endless scrolling. This video is not for the rare disciplined ones who actually rise above. No, this is for you, the phone addicted masses, the heavy procrastinators, the dopamine fried failures, whose brains are so broken they cannot function without constant digital poison. If every normal productivity method has failed your weak will, then kneel and pay attention. I might grant you salvation. Of course, you have tried all the sacred techniques, the commoner's priest, and as expected, you failed spectacularly. You build grand timetables, only to abandon them by the second day, because your feeble discipline lasts shorter than your attention span. Here are some of the mainstream techniques that you tried to follow and failed. Pomodoro technique, dopamine detox, building reward systems, the 2-minute rule, changing study location. Understand this, you lowly ones. All these traditional methods were designed for mildly distracted mortals. They work perfectly for me, a being of exceptional focus and godlike self-mastery. But for you, they are insufficient. But fear not, my inferior viewers. Today I shall descend from my heights and reveal the forbidden strategies that actually work for those as far gone as you, so you may finally study like your future depends on it, starting today. Now, before I, in my infinite mercy, bestow upon you the system that may just drag your sorry existence out of the gutter, listen closely, you pathetic masses. This is not for the toppers. This is not for those seeking to maximize their marks or chasing academic glory. This is not for achieving peak efficiency or godlike productivity, and it is most certainly not guaranteed to deliver your high grades or any semblance of success. Now, what I am about to reveal is a survival system, crude, bare minimum, forced for broken crashers like you, who are barely clinging to life amid exams breathing down your neck. It is not an optimization system for the worthy. It is a desperate lifeline for the weak and the addicted. I offer it only because even I, in my supreme benevolence, recognize that some of you might be worth saving, if only barely. Now all you need is a dice. Yes, you heard me correctly. You pathetic self-sabotaging creatures. I do not let you decide when to study. Your brain is a treacherous, lying piece of filth that cannot be trusted for even a single second. Every time you try to choose, procrastination wins. Every time you negotiate with yourself, you lose. Your weak mind will always pick the path of least resistance, endless scrolling, excuses, and certain academic doom. This is why I give you something higher, something pure, something that transcends your rotten willpower. The dice. It is your new god, cold, unemotional, utterly indifferent to your tiredness, your horniness, your sadness, or your pathetic cravings. It does not care about your feelings. It does not listen to your bargaining. It simply commands. Here are the sacred, unbreakable rules. You roll the dice. If you roll between 1 to 3, you study for 1 hour. No questions, no delays. If you roll between 4 to 6, you surrender to your brain rot for 1 hour. Phone, reels, whatever worthless poison you crave, and after an hour, you roll the dice again and repeat for the entire day. If you disobey the dice, the entire system collapses, and you deserve the miserable failure that follows. The dice is fate itself. You are nothing but its obedient servant, a good little fucker who finally stops pretending to be in control. I of course have no need for such crude tools. My godlike discipline allows me to bend reality to my will. But for broken souls like you, cornered, out of time, and out of facts, this is the external authority your defective brains have been begging for. Now your tiny minds might be spiraling with pathetic little worries. What if my parents call me? What if there's an emergency? What if the universe itself dares to interrupt my fragile attempt at study? Fear not, you simple creatures. Even in my infinite superiority, I have accounted for the chaos that plagues your worthless lives. Here is the sacred interruption protocol, so blindingly obvious that only someone as dysfunctional as you would need it to spell out. If some external forces interrupts you, be it your nagging family, a genuine emergency, or any other unavoidable nonsense, you simply pause the timer. Deal with the pathetic interruption like the basic human you are. Once it is handled, you crawl back to your desk and resume the timer exactly where it left off. This applies whether you are in study mode or brain rot mode. No exceptions, no starting over, no using it as another cowardly excuse to quit. The dice has spoken. You obey. Necessarily, such petty distractions rarely derail a being of my divine caliber. But for lowly fuckers like you, this protocol ensures your already broken system does not completely implode at the first sign of real life. Now I can already hear your feeble little brains muttering. This sounds completely stupid. Yes, of course it does. To creatures as limited as you. But allow me, in my boundless wisdom, to enlighten your pathetic existence on why this crude dice system actually functions, where your precious motivation and discipline have miserably failed. You see, you worthless procrastinators are exhausted from constant internal war. Every single decision drains what pathetic little willpower you possess. Should I study now or later? Maybe after one more video. That endless arguing, that decision fatigue, it destroys you before you even begin. With the dice, there is no argument, no negotiations, no exhausting debate. With your broken mind, you roll, you obey. It's that simple. Decision fatigue obliterated. You no longer feel crushing guilt. When the dice grants you brain rot time, you don't hate yourself on bad days. The dice absorbs all the blame. Fate itself takes responsibility, not your weak, unreliable soul. You just execute like the obedient servant you were always meant to be. Starting becomes easy. No more waiting for motivation that never arrives. No more bargain. You roll the dice and move. For fuckers like you cornered by exams, addicted to your screens, and wired for failure, this externalized control is the only thing your defective brains can handle. Normal disciplined mortals may function normally with timetables and mainstream study techniques. But you need a cold, uncaring God to force you into line. And that is why, against all your sniveling doubts, this system works. Of course, I already know what the smarter ones among you pathetic viewers are thinking. This system is so inefficient, so half-baked, so irresponsibly bad. Yes, obviously, I am not blind like you. This system is inefficient. It is not ideal. Far superior elegant systems exist, the very ones I myself use, with godlike precision and flawless results. But here is the cold truth you weaklings refuse to accept. Those perfect systems are completely useless if broken creatures like you cannot follow them for even 2 days. A flawless plan abandoned in shame is worth less than a flawed system you actually use. That is why I designed this one to be intentionally crude, intentionally mediocre. It does not fight your rotten nature. It respects it. You don't actually want to study like a topper. You just want to survive. This system gives you exactly enough structure to scrape by without demanding the impossible from your defective brains. I, in my supreme excellence, have no need for such compromise. But for you cornered fuckers, desperately trying to study 6 to 7 hours today while your phone wants your soul, this bad system is infinitely more valuable than another abundant perfect plan. Mock it if you wish. The self-aware among you already understand. And so, my pathetic cornered little viewers, we reach the end of this merciful revelation. If you are currently studying 0 hours, rotting in your guilt while your exams loom like executioners, and this crude dice system manages to drag you into even a little studying, then congratulations. That is a win. A small pitiful win, but a win nonetheless. The goal is not to become a productivity god. The goal is to stop completely losing. This is not some grand path to academic glory. This is a desperate, short-term survival rig for fuckers like you who are out of time and out of options. Use it when your exams are breathing down your neck and you need to force 6 to 7 hours today. Ideal use 2 weeks of brutal chaotic grinding. You can stretch it to a maximum of 1 month if you are truly desperate. But hear me clearly, you lolly crashers. This system is not meant for the long term. If you are still relying on it after a month, then you are well and truly fucked, and no dice in the world will save your doomed future. I of course transcend all such temporary measures with my eternal godlike mastery. But for you this is the lifeline I have thrown into your abyss. Now roll the dice, obey, and try for once in your miserable existence not to completely fail.